Hey y'all, it's Ashton. I'm so excited to be doing this video with y'all today. We are going to be refurbishing a telephone chair, sometimes called a gossip bench. They were used very popularly, is that a word? They were very popular back in the 1940s, but I found it down in Albuquerque. My business partner slash bestie and I went down there for a Stephen King slash George R.R. Martin convention. Stephen King was doing a tour for his new book, End of Watch, and a kind of a book signing. So we went down there for that, and I want to insert the link to that video for you guys down in the description, because the conversation between Stephen King and George R.R. Martin was amazing. We were laughing, we were in tears. It was an hour-long conversation, and it was amazing. It was probably one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had in my life. Just being in the same room as Stephen King was pretty cool. So I'll definitely put that in the description for you guys down below, so you guys can watch that for all of the Stephen King fans and or George R.R. Martin fans. So yeah, I'll put that there for you guys. And then anyway, we were down there for that, and we stayed in the hotel since it's about 6.5 hours away from where we live. But we were in a hotel. The next morning we kind of wanted to explore the city and have a little fun, and we found this indoor flea market, or indoor, I think that's what it was called, indoor flea market, kind of an antique store. And we found so many cool items, and the prices over there were a lot cheaper than they are here. So we like loaded up the car with as much stuff as we could shove in there. My trunk was full, the back seat was full, along with our suitcases and stuff. So we had to like kind of do like a Tetris thing and you know, fit everything in there, but it was really cool. So the telephone chair is one of the things that we picked out, and I think we got it for like, I think it was $12 if I remember correctly, either $10 or $12, but it's one of the smaller ones. But I've been trying to find a telephone chair, so I got it, and we shoved it into the back of the trunk and brought it home. So I'm so excited. I know I showed you guys on Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr. I almost said Twitter. Tumblr. I showed you guys a preview of the stuff that I was going to be using. I have this beautiful Parakeet fabric that I found at Hobby Lobby. I found this and I decided to do my idea around this fabric because it's absolutely gorgeous. So I found this, and then I picked the paints according to the fabric. I'm gonna try something new with you guys. I will go over that later. Something I've never tried before, so I'm really hoping it works out. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But I did pick up 2 samples of the Valspar paint samples. 2 samples of the Valspar paint samples. But one is in Positively Pink and one is in Sea Wave. I tried to match it as closely as possible with the fabric. And then I got a gray chalky color paint in the color Elephant from Waverly Inspirations. And this is going to be the all over. We are going to start with re-upholstering the seat, and then we'll get into the painting later, and I'll go over my idea that I want to do, and I'm really hoping it works because I have the idea in my head. I'm just the process of getting from A to B. I'm hoping that it works. I'm really hoping that it works. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the reupholstering, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So I'll go ahead and zoom in, and I'll show you guys how to take the staples out, how to take the old fabric off, and then staple on the new fabric. So we'll get started with that. Hey y'all, so this is my business partner slash bestie, Emily. Say hi, Emily. We decided to take a quick little break, like an intermission, and have a root beer float party, and I guess kind of talk to you guys about our trip to Albuquerque and how fun it was. Just, we needed a break. It's hot outside, so we wanted to have root beer floats, but we figured it'd be cool to talk to you guys while we're having our root beer floats. So what was your favorite part about the trip?
When I drove on that one-way road, going the wrong direction.
That was, oh!
And I thought that everyone was going my way, I was like, get the fuck out of my way, people.
Okay, so we were trying to find the convention center, and down in downtown Albuquerque they have one-way roads. We don't have that here,
No,
and like
they're stupid.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess they kind of have it in downtown Phoenix, but we're not really down there a lot. So yeah, you live in Mesa and I live in Chandler, and we don't have one-way roads. No, I actually have been down to Chandler, downtown Chandler, and they do have them, but we're not in the downtown area a lot. But yeah, so we were trying to find the convention center, and we've never been in Albuquerque before, and so I told her go down this way. She took a right, and we're like driving, and there was no cars at first, and then I see a car come down, and then he kind of swerved towards the left, and I was like, look, and I was like, what is he doing? And then
Get out of our way, asshole.
yeah, I know. And then a second car was like flashing his lights, and I was like, oh my god, Emily, we're like going down the wrong way. And so we're like, shit, we gotta get off of this road. So yeah, that was quite the experience, huh? I thought we were gonna die. That was pretty funny.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting when we get together, isn't it? It's always not intense, but I want to say intense, but like a good intense. Like it's always.
We should make our own word for it.
Yeah, we should come up with something. Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Let's see. I think like just apart from actually like seeing Stephen King, I think just the drive there, like all the little stops we made along the way, and I like we stopped at what was it? It was a natural petrified forest museum / gift shop, and it was like Holbrook, like right outside Holbrook, Arizona, and they have this natural petrified forest where like the wood turns into this like beautiful stone. Actually, hold on. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna do it up close so you guys can see. If you guys can see how beautiful it is. But that came from a tree. But yeah, so I bought that when we were down there. And they had this huge like shop that had all these beautiful pieces like that they had taken from the forest. And I think they actually have like where you can go see the forest too. But we didn't get to see that part. But yeah, I think just like the adventure itself was probably my favorite part.
Journey.
Yeah, the journey. Yeah, so we definitely, the indoor flea market was definitely cool enough and cheap enough that we are thinking about taking another trip with a U-Haul next time, and probably like $1,000. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we can buy out the whole store.
Right? I know, because like the stuff that we got there, like if we were to get it here in Arizona, like I was
like $113 on 10 different things.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we bought a lot of stuff, and it was like 100. Yeah, 100 and under 120.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff. But yeah, if we were to buy all that stuff here, we probably would have spent like $200 or $300. So the fun of the trip and just the fact that we got really cool items for cheap, like we would probably want to do it again and take several $100s and take a U-Haul and go up there and just the adventure. I love hanging out with you. It's so much fun. But yeah, we're gonna get back to refurbishing. I'll show you guys how to reupholster this chair, or the seat of the chair. But yeah, we'll get back to that after we finish our beautiful, wonderful, ice cold, ice bums. Ice bums. Yeah, ice cream floats. So root beer floats. That's why I couldn't think of it. Root beer floats. But yeah, after we finish these, we'll get back to showing you guys how to reupholster this chair and get back to it. All right, y'all. So we are ready to go ahead and get the seat of this telephone chair reupholstered. I am going to be using this Parakeet Fabric that I found at Hobby Lobby. I will go ahead and link the page to the Hobby Lobby website in the description below in case anybody wants to find this fabric. I got it on sale. I think it was $5.79 a yard. It's originally, I believe, $7.99. So I will add that for you guys. Also, I got a new foam seat thing, whatever you want to call it. I am not sure of the state of the foam underneath the original seating, and plus I kind of have like a germaphobe type thing, so I wanted to get a brand new one. This was $4.99 from Hobby Lobby. I measured out the size of the seat. I am going to have to do a little bit of cutting on the corner, but this is pretty close to what I needed. So I got this, and I got it pretty thick too, 2 inches thick. So both of these came from Hobby Lobby. I will, like I said, put that in the description below. And what we are going to do first is we are going to take the, I almost said zip code. I don't know where that came from. We are going to take the staples off the back. And as you guys can see, it looks like someone already reupholstered this once before. And I don't know why, but the second reupholster is a lot uglier than the first one. I actually kind of liked the pretty blue fabric, but anyway, to each their own. So we are going to go ahead and use these pliers. I might actually grab a flathead screwdriver because that helps to get it pulled up too. So I'm going to grab that real quick, and then we'll get going. Okay guys, so what I usually do is I use the corner of a flathead screwdriver to start getting up underneath the staple. And then you, well, let's see, that came out. I don't even need the pliers. Look at that. Don't even need it. I watch this show called Flea Market Flip a lot on HGTV. I actually watch it online because I don't have cable. I refuse to pay for cable. But they have the episodes for free on HGTV.com. You guys should check it out though. There's a lot of really good tips and tricks on there. When I watch it, I always watch it with a notebook and a pen in my hand because I always come away with 1 or 2 good ideas. And you know, it's like, oh, I could try this, or oh, hey, that's a good idea, or oh, I didn't know I could take this and, you know, turn it into this. So they have really good ideas. Or if I have a good idea and I don't know how to go about doing it, that's a really good show to watch on how to figure out how to do it. So yeah, I totally love that show. Oh, it's like, okay, look at this, guys. This has been upholstered 3 times. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I gotta get this top layer off first, but yeah. Okay. It's been upholstered 3 times already. I don't know why people just keep putting layer over layer over layer. Like, I like to take mine off and do it completely over, but I mean, that's just me. I guess everybody does things differently. And I definitely don't follow your typical, like, this is how you're supposed to do it. I do things my own way. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I know, like, I guess for example, like, I know with the chalky finish paint, there's a particular paintbrush you're supposed to use for it. I do not use it. I use my own brush. I use a brush that I feel is comfortable for me. It's also a lot cheaper, and I believe it works better. In my own personal opinion. I mean, someone else might find that the brush specifically for the chalky paint works a lot better, but you know, I don't really follow trends, and I don't really follow fads, I guess. Like, I do things my own way and hope that the results turn out the way I want them to. So yeah, that's just how I am. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. Like, I have this idea in my head for what I want to do with the paint, and I'll definitely go into detail with that with you guys in a little bit when we start to paint. But I have this idea in my head, and I'm like trying to think like how I'm gonna do this and how it's gonna work, because if it does work, it's gonna be amazing. So I'm really hoping that it does turn out well for you guys, so you guys can see what's in my head and see my idea. Alright, so I got the first layer off. I gotta go ahead and get the second and third layer off, but it looks like someone had cut a piece of their own foam and just added it to the seat. without taking it off, and then just, you know, added their own fabric. So this looks like, this piece right here looks like it was the original without the foam, so I just can't imagine how hard this would have been to sit on it. It feels like whatever cushion is there is very, very thin, so yeah, I can't imagine how hard it was to sit in these things. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting this second piece off. This is a mess. I mean, I hate to say this, but whoever did the second layer of adding this upholstery is just, it was done very messily, it looks like it was done very fast. It's just a complete mess, but yeah, I'm just gonna work on getting this taken care of, getting it pulled off, so we can go ahead and get our own put on there. All right, guys, second layer off. This actually looks, if you look at this, I think this was a pillowcase. It looks like it was a pillowcase at one time. I'm looking at the seams here. It looks like it was a pillowcase. It's kind of cool. But yeah. So we got the second layer off. Yay! Last layer to go, hoping, yeah, I don't see anything else underneath here. I actually kind of like this fabric. It's kind of cool looking. But yeah, this looks very like 60s retro looking. But yeah, I'm gonna get this last layer off so we can get our own on, get it started. Taking these staples out is very time consuming. I just want to get it done. Yeah, so now that I have most of it off, I can see there's like, I'm getting splinters too, but I'm gonna have to sand this down. I don't know what happened here, but I'm gonna have to sand this down and maybe even put some the wood putty or whatever, so that's covered up, so we don't have the what do you call it, the splinters anymore, because that's sticking up and there's a bunch of wood splinters coming out. So once I get this bare, that's probably what I'm going to do, is sand it down and get that wood putty in there, wood filler. So yeah, let me get this last one off and we'll get to it. See, before I was able to use the other two fabrics to kind of wiggle and lift up the staples. I was able to use the fabric and like lift up the edges of the staples, but this fabric is so old that it's literally like ripping and kind of falling apart in my hands. All the little threads are coming out, so I'm unable to do that. So these staples are a lot harder to get off than the first two layers were. Oh my lord, y'all, this took forever. I finally got all the staples off, all three layers off. I even have a screwdriver filled with staples, if you guys can see that. It's so funny. They're like all on there. Anyway, took forever. Also, once I got down to the last layer, the very original layer of fabric, it started smelling so bad. Like, I cannot even begin to explain the god-awful smell that I'm smelling right now. I honestly want to go like hose myself down and set myself on fire because it's all over me. I can just smell the stench. But the original fabric, I'm gonna take this board off right here. I can see the stain and stuff, but it's like stuck together, but it smells so bad. It smells like something. I'm not even gonna take it apart. I'm honestly gonna like take this and I'm gonna toss it over there. I'm not even gonna mess with it. It smells like something was found in an attic from like 100 years ago. It's awful. Like, it's in my nose, it's dusty, it stinks, it smells so bad, so we're not even gonna mess with it. So we've got the original board here. The board doesn't smell bad. It was just the actual like fabric and the padding. So we've got all this nice and clean. And like see, you can see all that stuff. Ugh, so gross. And that's like a perfect example for you guys of why you want to take the original fabric off and completely redo it. It's because the smell of that thing is just god awful. And like, I'm honestly like, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna strip and take these clothes off and throw them in the washer and go get in the shower, a scalding hot shower, and scrub, because I just smell like an attic that has been closed for 100 years and not cleaned, and stuff has been collecting up there, and it's just like, it's getting, ugh, it's gross. It's gross. Alright, y'all, so I got the back sanded. There's no more splinters, no more chunks of wood sticking out. I'm also going to use the original, or not the original, but the second padding that was used. The one that I bought is actually like 2 or 3 inches too short, so I'm gonna have to go with this one. It actually looks pretty clean. I don't see anything, it doesn't look dirty at all. It's actually still pretty white, so I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna line this up back where it was. And then we're gonna take our fabric. Okay, but I also have to take a look here, because the corner that's not cut is gonna be in the far left corner. So it's gonna be this way. So I want to make sure that the parakeets are facing outwards. I'm gonna have to go back and hammer these in, because it doesn't seem to, I don't know why my staple's doing that. My stapler. See, some of them are, I don't know. I'm gonna go back and hammer those in. It's probably just because it's so late and I'm so tired. Or no, okay, so my stapler is doing something here. Now, once you guys have one side complete, you want to go to the complete opposite side. That way you can pull it taut and make sure it's not going to be loose, any wrinkles, anything like that. So I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to pull this and make sure that we're not going to have any. I also want to make sure that my stuffing or my foam is realigned, that it's not going to be off center. All right, y'all, it's a new day. New shirt, new lipstick. Same hair though. It's too hot to do anything with my hair but put it in a bun. But anyway, last night I was getting so frustrated with the stupid stapler. It was pissing me off. No matter how hard I was pushing down on the stapler, the staples were only going in halfway. I think I was just tired and exhausted, and it was pissing me off. So I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm done with this tonight. So yeah, we're gonna do it again. I'll go ahead and, you know, we'll continue where we left off last night, because I literally just turned the camera off. I left everything as it was, and I just took a shower and I went to bed. I was just getting so frustrated. I tried to hammer, but then I was like, I'm not gonna hammer these staples in at 1 o'clock in the morning and have some neighbor get pissed off at me. So now that it's in the middle of the day, I can probably hammer and be okay with it. But yeah, we'll get back to where I left off. I ended up taking the staples out of the other side, so that is where we are leaving off, is the other side. We have one side done, and then we are now on the complete opposite side. So I will zoom back down and show you guys how to do the opposite side, and hope that it works this time. Otherwise, My stapler is a piece of shit and I need a new one. But hopefully not. Hopefully it was just because I was tired and weak last night. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let me get you guys zoomed in. Alright, so what we want to do is just try to pull it as taut as we possibly can without ripping it and without, you don't want it too tight, but you do want to make it taut. And what I like to do is do the middle first. So I'm going to pull this taut right here. So now that I've done the middle and the edges, I'm going to just pull it taut and do the rest of it. See, these are going in all the way. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this stupid stapler. It's making me mad. But I guess that's life, you know? I don't want this channel to be like all perfect, and I don't want to sit here and pretend like I know what I'm doing 100% of the time. I mean, I have a good idea of what I'm doing, but you know, I mean, that's what life is. You gotta try and you gotta figure out, and if something doesn't work, then you gotta try something else. And that's, you know, that's what you just have to do in life, and not just with this, but just with everything else, you know. So that's just how things go. So yeah, but I am going to be looking for another stapler. That's for sure. So anyway, I will hammer those down that are loose. But now that we have that side, I'm going to go ahead and flip this. Okay, so I've got my edge trimmed. I've got a staple right here on the very edge holding it down. Now I'm going to take my corner and I'm going to fold it, pull it up this way, and then I'm going to staple right here. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to put a staple, this side's trimmed. I'm going to put a staple right here on the edge. And then I'm going to pull it up this way. I'm going to staple right, if you guys can see, staple right there. Alright, so now that I have these edges stapled up like that, I'm going to pull them back like this, and then I'm going to fold the edge up this way. And I'm going to pull it taut again and do the middle, staple the middle, and then come over here. And I'll show you guys. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to staple this side. I'm going to tuck this under like I would if I was wrapping a piece of paper. If I was wrapping a gift. Staple right there. And then again on the other side as well. And then you just want to pull it taut and go all the way across. And get mad at the stupid staples because they're not going all the way in. But that's okay. I've just been hammering them in, so they've been working somewhat okay. But I will definitely be buying a new stapler this weekend, that's for sure. Okay, now you can cut across right above the staples. I'm actually going to staple this down right here. Tuck it and staple this right here so the fabric doesn't come up. And then probably again right here. And then I'm going to do that to the other side. So now that we are all the way across and I'm at the corner, I'm going to tuck this under like this and pull it up. I'm gonna staple it right along the seam, and then I'm gonna staple it again right there. All right, y'all, so we are finally done. That is how you stupidly reupholster a seat. Yeah, I'm really mad about my stupid stapler. I cannot even begin to explain how long it took me. I mean, for you guys, it'll probably be like 2 minutes to watch, but it literally took me like all day to do. It's been so frustrating. I'm buying a new stapler, seriously. I've had it with that stapler. It's gone. But yeah, I just, no matter how hard I pressed down, like the staples were not going through. Like some of them would go through, some of them would not. I'd have to hammer, and then hammering them in, they wouldn't like go in straight. They'd be crooked, and that looks unprofessional. You don't want to try to sell something with crooked staples. So then I'd have to like pry them out, try again. So it was very frustrating for me. But anyway, I don't know if it was the wood, I don't know if it was the stapler, but the stapler is definitely not like sturdy enough. I've never really had an issue with it until today. So I mean, I don't know, I need to upgrade anyway, and it's an excuse to buy something new. So but yeah, here's the reveal. I'm so happy with it. It's so beautiful. It's nice and tight, taut, nice and taut. There's no loose fabric. We got the corners looking really good. So yeah, it's so beautiful. I love the colors of it. I'm so glad I found it. We have little pieces of fabric on it. Excess stuff, but yeah. But it's so beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in its spot, and I'll do like a close-up so you guys can see what it looks like sitting where it's supposed to sit. I'm gonna do this video in 2 parts, or this refurbishing project in 2 parts, because I know the painting part of it is gonna take probably longer than, hopefully not as long, but I know it's going to be a long process for the painting because of the idea that I want to do, and I don't want an hour-long video for you guys. I want to keep you guys entertained, and I don't want to make you sit through something so long and, you know, lose interest halfway through. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys. So I had so much fun. Kind of had fun. I'm happy with the end process, but the stupid stapler really pissed me off. But it's always fun doing these videos for you guys, regardless of, you know, how frustrating they can be. But like I said earlier, you know, you have to live and learn, I guess. Like, not everything's gonna go perfect, and even though you know as much as you feel like you know, things are not always gonna work out. So, you know, you learn, and then you learn from your mistakes, and then you try something new. So that's definitely something that I learned today, is my stapler is a piece of shit. And it doesn't work on all wood. So I definitely need something more heavy duty. So yeah, but anyway, you guys have a great night, and I cannot wait to get started on part 2 of this, and I will see you guys later. So subscribe to see the end result. And like this video if you guys had fun watching me. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye! We are going to start with... What are we going to start with? Because I can't think right now.
I don't know. Yay for editing.
I know, right? What the fuck is this called?
This thing? Oh. Seat?
Oh. I have no brain cells.
Was that really a seat? That's what you're trying to do?
Yes, I was trying to say reupholster.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Give me elbow. Give me elbow. I was like coming in towards you as you were coming in towards me.